5.
Stand by. Cool. Okay. Hello. 5 means we're live. Anywho, as mentioned, please pray for Flandy. It seems like some of his shit has crashed on him. He will be joining us shortly, but in the meantime, we can kind of get the introductions and the recap and such,
difficulty.
and we'll get going. But yeah, so technical difficulties for our buddy, and hopefully there's a quick and easy solution to this, but I don't think there will be. So, Flandy, good luck.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're back with difficult terrain. We're gonna run through everybody, do our intros, and do our recap, and hopefully have a Flandy before we get super into everything. But I'll get us started with Vogly, because she was here on time as per usual and has been chilling ever since.
I'm trying. Right, everybody.
Let us know.
I'm Vogly, and I play Nirja Zaran, the bronze dragonborn fighter who is a battle master and has so many people in her head. She should probably start charging rent, and I'm gonna pass it over to Nanars.
I am Nanars. I DM or GM, I guess, because it's not really a dungeon. But Shadowruns on Fridays. I play Valen, a cranky git Yankee wizard, who's having a bit of a rough go recently. And Foos is cruel and foiled my plans of yeeting a politician from a balcony by putting him in a room with no balcony. So I'm a little upset about that. If I was an illusionist wizard, I could have still made that happen. But
And a child.
Yeah, it's well, I'm not gonna eat the kid. It's just him. You know,
No, the
Talola
child
was very
also
clear. It was just that's what modify memory is for.
Oh my god! Make you forget your whole dad and that we
Your
murdered him.
Netter.
Your dad just went to get some milk and got lost
Oh my god!
on the way. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. Interested to see what happens here, but that's all I got. So I'm gonna pass it off to the mighty Kodo Rono, aka Double Ubagus. Take it away.
Hello, I am the Dubs, father of the Nubs, husband to the Foos, player of Padrono, the half-orc cleric who keeps the team alive. Back over to the waifus, the DM.
Okay, yes. Hello. I'm Foos. I'm DMing Difficult Terrain.
The mother of the Nubs.
And yes, mother of the Nubs, that's correct. My son Nubs is the bestest son that ever son. Anywho, yes, I'm Foos. I DM the Difficult Terrains. I am Nessa during Nennes's Shadowrun game on Fridays. And we have a couple of smaller projects that are coming up that we're very excited about on this channel. That should be happening soon. Sounds like BBEG. Fantastic. We also will be kind of moving forward. Irene and Maya will be sort of like semi-retired in the near future. So Maya won't be necessarily joining us immediately. But we all still love her and we wish her the best, of course. She's just taking some time out for life stuff. So, girl, we love you if you're still here. And just know that Irene will, she will likely be coming back at some point. But currently, she will be kind of on autopilot for a little bit. And also, Frandy, as mentioned, is having some technical difficulties. So, Ryland will be joining us shortly. But currently, he is very upset.
Dealing with some shit.
Yeah, because, God, I think his computer shit the bed, and that's obviously a frustrating thing. So, wish Flandy some good luck and give Maya some love is what we'll say. But I'll hop into the recap and then we'll hop into this episode. But for the Preventers, the name of this team, they finally got to Waterdeep, teleporting into the Watchful Order, a wizard tower that is meant for many different things in the city of Waterdeep, but was able to run into Rhaenissa, who was Valen's mentor for quite some time, a decent amount of time ago, kind of between adventures, actually. So running into her, getting a little bit of information from her, she was able to give the team directions to Vicaris's public address. So making your way through the city, the team noticed that they were obviously getting some looks, not only because they're a strange-looking group, but also because there seemed to be almost like a healthy suspicion within the citizens of the city. So knowing that you were certainly watched, but not necessarily stalked along the way, you guys made it to your destination. Meeting with Vicaris. She called y'all ugly. I did not. Absolutely not. Get out of here. Also, hi, Rev. Hold on, I need to shout out Rev, because Rev's awesome.
Rev is awesome.
Rev, because I'm on there for Pathfinder like every other Monday. But we're going to take 2 Mondays off in a row. So this Monday and the next Monday will be off. But anyway,
You guys do it like in a Fibonacci pattern. It's not everybody.
No, it used to, listen, it started like a good schedule, and then it just, fuck.
Like you're gonna do 3 Mondays in a row, 2 off, 1 back on, then 1 again. I'm just like, ah.
Yeah.
I feel like now I need
It's
to.
a great
like,
show.
throw-
It's a great show, though. But yeah.
No, it was amazing. I was sick. Oh, Grim. It's okay. Yeah, it was funny because like everyone like from my crew that knew about it, and like when I was telling them we were going to go back live, they were like, I thought it was like 1 Monday on, 1 Monday off. And I was like, it's supposed to be, but we're just doing what we can. Yeah, we're adjusting as best we can.
Yeah.
But no, it was amazing. Schedules are the true BBEG of TTRPGs. 100%.
Yes. Very well said.
100%.
So Grimquest is in here. Also, Insomnia Night Egg.
Yeah, Insomnia is the best. Is he joins us on Saturday or Fridays? We have a whole ass command for him actually, so I don't even need to. There we go.
And Joe doing his Mass Effect stuff.
Joe, the Joe Man Joe. Yeah, Joe's going to be joining us in Difficult Terrain soon enough too. Actually, so he will be one of the extras coming in.
I love it.
It's been public-ish. That's why I'm announcing it here because everyone kind of knew about it. Yeah, we've talked about it openly in Discord many times. But also that makes sense because you don't necessarily hang out in the voice chat all that much. So some of those times we've been there. That's when we chatted about it. I got time now. Bring me in, coach. This character's not even in the city, so he just arrives. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, getting back to what the Preventers are up to, you were able to make it to Bakaris' home with the address given to you by Rainisa. And in doing so, did you shout yourself out? Good. Because I have the power. Yeah, he's a moderator now, so now he can do that. Okay, sorry. That cracked me up. I wasn't ready for that. Anyway, yes, Joe streamed Mass Effect, and it's a good time. It's very, very rare. I think it's every other Sunday, but his schedule got fucked too. Anyway, Preventers made it to Waterdeep, headed to Bakaris, and upon meeting with him, which was kind of fun, because in characterly, y'all were ready to go. Out of characterly, you guys were like, what were we going to ask him again? It's been a while. So, trying to get a little bit of information, not only from him, but from what is going on. The team found out that there has been some shifting in the Abyss, and that his lineage leads towards the Abyss. Knowing that most tieflings, their lineage often comes from the Hells, from devils. It's not often that they are from an abyssal lineage. And also part of this is because abyssal lineages are a little strange, just because a lot of times they're sort of monstrous, whereas most tieflings look like devilish in some manner, not necessarily monstrosity kind of creatures that you'll find in the Abyss, as opposed to the sort of devils that everyone is familiar with, more humanoid variants. But you were able to find out that Bakaris doesn't know what his lineage is, but just that it's from the Abyss, and was able to kind of let you know that some of the demon lords from the Abyss have gone missing. And he assumes that they were killed in some way, or that makes it important for some reason. He's not fully sure what's going on yet. But one of the ones you were able to confirm was Zagutmoy has disappeared. And with Talona being as active as she is, it's possible that she's trying to fill a void there somehow, or so, for some reason. You have heard of other demons and even devils in some cases reaching out for Talona recently, which is very unusual. So there's some power shifts are going on. A few more questions still in the air. But with a little bit more clarity, the team was immediately jumped as Talona realized that Valen was not going to make good on her offer to get rid of Bakaris. So in realizing that was... Time out, what's up? What's up, man?
Foos put, 6 paladins in there, not including the one that's already on my team, right?
Yep.
On top of that, there's no balcony, right?
Correct.
And she put a child in there. So don't act like Valen wussed out. Like, this is very clearly, like, I would have had to murk, 7 other bodies on top of him.
Valen bitched out is what happened. So, no. But she is a fickle and not necessarily forgiving goddess. She's very much known for that. And in realizing that was probably not what was going to happen, decided to send some company your way. And in doing so, she sent a few plague spirits and a particular plague lord in your direction. And it was quite the fight. While the plague spirits seemed to be able to sap the strength from whoever they managed to get their hands on, the big boy was trying to bite and do some terrible things. But with a very successful second banish, my big boy was sent back to where he belongs. So Valen banished the big guy. The rest of the team took care of 3 out of the 4 of the plague spirits, and the 4th was banished by Bakaris once he was able to snap out of it. but there was a poisonous gas that filled the room and seemed to knock out everyone who failed the Constitution check, which miraculously was every player who was here survived that check. Irene, whose player was not here, Valafar, whose player was not here, all of the guards failed, but the main team incredibly passed. And once the dangers were gone, be it banishing or attacking them until they disappeared, the rest of the gas was exhumed from the room, thanks to Valen gusting them out of a window. But it was taking a little bit of time for people who were knocked out to come to, and Ryland was able to figure out that if he used his lay on hands to remove a disease, they would wake. So in doing so, he managed to bring up Irene and Valafar, giving just a little bit of sass to Valafar on the way, and then kind of checking in with the rest of the group. Poor Nirja's strength went from 20 down to 4. So she is baby deer wobbling in her own armor, which to say also, your armor is studded leather armor, and it is so heavy for you right now. It is.
She's on the
it's
floor.
Just leather, but
She's starfishing on the floor. She's not getting up. Someone has to help her.
I can't do it. Ryland's, I think, went from 20 to 10 or something. Like, he got sapped, but poor Nirja had it bad. But the Doctor Bros, both Cadrono, the cleric, and Ryland, the paladin, with good medicine checks on both of their sides, were able to realize that this will only disappear with a rest. Unfortunately, a lesser or greater restoration will not do it. Either short or long rest would be able to restore the strength lost by, unfortunately, I think it was genuinely only Ryland and Nirja. Because I know they reached out to other people many times, but the ones they landed on were just the two of them. So unfortunately, those two need some rest to get their strength back. Bakaris did offer some rooms here in his place for you guys to take a rest. And that was more or less what the team was leaning towards, but a particular decision wasn't made just yet. And I also wanted to leave the room open just in case anybody wanted to ask or say anything before you guys shuffled off or anything like that.
Okay.
And actually, before we do that, I think, I saw someone enter. Flandy, is that you, my guy? I do see you're muted, so.
Yes.
Okay, what's up, man? How you doing?
We don't want to answer that right now.
Okay, I just want you to know we love you, man.
Love you, friend.
Love.
Oh, do you want to tell us who you're playing tonight before we hop in?
I'm playing Ryland, who has something sapped from, I don't remember what it is, but it's not charisma, and he's still pouted. Fuck you, Foos!
Yeah, correct. You lost your strength, but you're not debilitated. You are just down to a regular strength run. So with that being said, I'm just gonna run through.
I think I'm either 9 or 10 now that I think about it.
I thought you were like 10, 11-ish, because I thought you were like at a flat. Because when you were rolling, I think you were still getting like a regular like proficiency bonus. And
yeah, I think I'm at 11 because that's what it was. I was going to give up the and that would have brought me down to 9.
Okay, right, yeah. So you were, oh yeah, that's what it was. Okay, yeah, so you're good to go with that at least. So that being said, we do have a Flandy here. He won't be able to look normal on camera, but don't worry about it. Flandy, we love you. It's all good. We wish you luck with everything. And I will also let Valen and Cadrono know that the two of you won inspiration from last session. So the two of you have the D20s that will expire at the end of the night. I thankfully got a DM inspiration from Maya. Thank you. And Flandy, you got a D4 inspiration from Kit because he felt bad about your PC stuff. So you are at least taken care of in that regard. But all right. All right. So we are going to be picking up with the team in this room with Bakaris post-fight and after he offered you a place to stay to rest for a little bit at the very least after the fight. Also, I still have the baddies on the map, but they're not there anymore. They disappeared into a cloud of smoke. So I'm going to get rid of those guys so there's no confusion here.
Wonderful. How does Bakaris look?
He looks. Oh, actually, you can give me an insight check.
Inside
actually,
check on the floor. Is it at disadvantage?
No. It would be flat. I'm gonna let you know, or I'll let you choose, because if you're more just looking at him from like a health, like a physical health, and you're just like, is he hurt? Then that would be a perception. But if you're trying to see like how he's taking everything in and like registering what happened, that would be sort of an insight check. So whatever you think Nirja is kind of looking for.
I think because like there's nothing physically she can do, she probably has more like RAM to do both. I feel like she would want to do both, like to not only see if he's like what was it, all the retching and things like that have taken anything out of him, as well as how he may be reacting to the situation.
Sure. All right, so go ahead and roll both.
She
Okay.
downloaded the RAM.
She downloaded the RAM.
I did, yeah. Perception
Spell
and
RAM.
insight. Let's see how well I do on this
Okay.
one.
Alright,
Cool.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
All right, so we have your two rolls here. Just making sure. Okay, good. From your perception alone, you can see that he did take a little bit of damage, and that was clearly due to the AoE effects that were happening during the fight. Like, from what you noticed, Talona's forces definitely seemed to circle around Valen. So thankfully, he wasn't much of a target at the moment. And that being said, he's a little roughed up, but nothing bad. And in terms of how he seems to be taking everything, currently he certainly seems a little bit more defensive. You can see that once everything kind of cleared up and his son returned to his side after he kept him safe, he kind of has a hand around his shoulder and is otherwise taking in the room and seeing the paladins around him starting to come back up, and is sort of making sure everyone looks okay.
Okay. Then she's gonna because I imagine she's lying on the floor kind of laterally, kind of like this. So she's probably gonna angle her head up to kind of look maybe one eye at Valen, like, how you doing?
Well, I mean, I could be better. I'm a little more concerned that Ryland's village is still very much in danger. And I am on the same shit list Abraxas is on with
Bakaris.
Talona. So
You think so?
Well, we were kind of already on her list. She already attacked us once. I don't really think we ever...
No, that was on
that
me.
list.
That was on me. I literally invited that in.
Okay.
This was her ire for sure.
All right. Well, I can't move, so I'm just gonna lie here for an hour. Go ahead and ask him whatever questions you have, or next steps, if we can figure out who his parentage. I know you're right here. I'm sorry, Bakaris, and she's just looking over.
You see him stare at you, just taking it in.
I don't know where we could find any information about your lineage, but I think it would be a good idea to find that out first and foremost.
I think we already figured it out, though.
We did?
Zagutmoy.
God bless you.
You were able to... Oh my god. I wasn't expecting that.
Like, she would never have...
Nilla just points to his halo. I'm already blessed.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely makes sense for her to be like, I don't know what the fuck you just said.
Yeah.
But Valen, you were able to, we kind of intelligence checked this last round, or last episode. But you think that Zagutmoy disappearing is more connection to Talona as opposed to his lineage. From what you found out, you still are not sure about his lineage, and neither is he.
Ha!
But actually, along those lines, you can give me another intelligence check to see if Valen would start piecing together.
I'm sorry, you
other
said a
things.
religion check at advantage? Is that what you said?
No, I didn't say intelligence check. That's what, I think that's what I heard right now. Is
you know.
You got this. Okay, it's not bad. It's not...
Remember, you have inspiration.
Oh my god.
It's amazing because it transcends game systems. Last night, I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with a handful of d6s.
It's true.
My first roll in here is a fucking 8, and something that I should be good at. It's like I pay for this. I pay for this privilege.
You do.
Roll 20
You do.
to get the.
I mean, Vogler did bring up a good point. You do have another d20 if you want to throw it at
Oh
that.
God, no! I gotta
No?
save that for whatever horror you're gonna throw at us at night.
Well,
When the fucking mirror man tries to chop Kadrono's head off tonight, and he's got 4 strength.
Kadrono's fine. His strength is fine.
Okay, all right. Well, that's remarkable because the rest of the team is anemic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct. The rest of the team is having a bad time, but Kadrono is healthy and oh, it's Nub's treat time. Get it, buddy. Oh, buddy. Okay. Super distracted, but yeah. You're just certainly able to confirm that he is not. His lineage is not Talon, and that's not why he's important. There's something else, but no confirmation yet.
So I'm gonna just go out on a limb and assume that you don't have direct ties to Zagutmoy or her court or anything in regards to that.
No, I don't believe I do. Also, I imagine if I did, that perhaps some of her effects wouldn't have worked on me. And you also remember that during the fight, he resisted the first sort of cloud that came into the room so he didn't get knocked out. But the other effects were certainly working on him. He didn't seem immune to those.
That's a fair point. Well, I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of out of ideas here. What, if you could shed any light on this particular situation?
where do you go to check demon ancestry?
23andMe?
I was going to say something like that. Yeah.
Can you pull out your laptop, sir?
Yeah.
I'm gonna mail you a swab. 666 and me. Perfect. Oh no.
You know, I actually have a method, and you probably wouldn't like it, and I think we should probably leave it at that. But
if we don't have much to go on, then I can at least hear out your request.
I don't know how to say this without sounding crass and potentially lethal, but I would need a bone of yours, a tooth would work, to have said information extracted.
A bone of mine.
Yes.
He has an imaginary friend that looks at bones and can tell you where the bones came from in the whole lineage and whatnot. It's
Nisha,
imaginary.
of the two of us, my good friend, only one of us has multiple creatures in their head. And that is not me.
Are you sure?
Yes.
At least mine are real.
Bakaris is full like tennis match watching from like near on the ground to Valen. Just watching the two of you speak.
I say that with love, and she knows that. But
No, I don't.
I have a friend who can determine certain elements of intricate detail from the bones of people. Obviously, that's extreme. Although, with magic, I imagine we could just heal the tooth back into place.
Would it work on a horn?
All right, so Nenners knows that horns are sometimes made of hair, looking at rhinos, and not necessarily bone. And I don't know if that varies from fucking tiefling to...
Yes! Yes!
You know, if it's just like really hard keratin, or if it's like actual bone tissue. I don't know. So
oh boy. Okay, we can have our medicine boys who are overhearing this conversation go make me a medicine check. Valen, you can as well. The DC would be a little higher for you though, just
Of
'cause
course,
this is
of
not
course.
this is not normal for
Yep.
you.
It's a-
But Cadrono, Flandy, and Valen, go ahead and give me medicine
I'm
check.
just gonna get the disappointment out right away. Here we go.
Okay.
Hey, all right.
Hey, that's not
That was a
bad.
good
Where
roll.
were you 2 seconds ago?
Yeah. Holy shit.
Wow.
Okay. Incredible. The medicine boys flew past their DC of 15, and Valen, yours was about this. I had it as an 18 in my mind. So, all three of you hearing him
Nice
kind of say
and
this, or the horn question out loud. It is sometimes comprised of bone-like material, but it is different. And from Valen, specifically your experiences with your informant who can get information from the bones, you know that it needs to be as pure of a bone as possible. Any kind of variation of it probably wouldn't work. So unfortunately, the horn would likely not do it.
Yeah. Yep. That's unfortunately not going to be an option. It would have to be a bone per se. I don't suppose you kept your children's teeth?
I did not.
Shame.
Well,
I mean, we
How about, that's not, your initial assessment was not incorrect. I do not like this suggestion. But if it's the only way to get
Fair
answers, that is a possibility. I am not going to entertain this just yet, but I'll keep it in mind. Also, preventers, you guys have been gifted 1,000 gold total, because Ava
Jesus.
just gave you 500 and Insomnia gave you 500 before. So,
Okay.
Valen, I think you've kind of become the quartermaster of money. So,
understood. I am,
okay.
just
yeah.
go ahead and mark off that you guys have an extra 1,000 gold.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
We'll buy great.
I was like, I have to say this out loud, otherwise we're gonna forget.
Yep, thank you. All right, so some levels of powerful divination magic might be able to ascertain certain things. We might be able I mean, I'm not gonna be honest with you, these options aren't great. No offense, but your lineage kind of leans towards that. We could try summoning demons from Zagutmoy's realm and interrogating them, but it's demons, so who knows if they're actually going to tell us the truth. But maybe we can because we have a paladin. It's not that we don't have great and a cleric. We could. I mean, it's not a terrible idea now that I think about it.
Okay. Well, before these ideas get a little too colorful for my taste, it sounds like finding the specifics are going to take a little bit of time. For some reason, Talona doesn't like whoever I'm related to, I imagine.
And I'm getting good at removing teeth. I can get that out in a couple minutes.
Can
5
you
tops.
calm down?
On the floor. Calm down.
All right, so here's the thing. Time isn't on our side, obviously. We lost a year. We're still playing catch up. I'm not in the position to assume that the next few months are going to be peaceful. From what I've heard, it's clearly not the case in your own city. So we should probably make that a priority because obviously you're in danger in your own home. And obviously we're not always going to be here to assist. So also the idea of being dogged by the god of pestilence is not something I value highly either. So we have a mutual interest to solve this particular mystery. Do you have any contacts on that side of the fence?
The Abyss, you mean?
The 7. Yeah, the Abyss. We'll go with the Abyss.
I've been trying to establish. Those who I do have contact with have access to the Abyss, as opposed to a native. As you can imagine, finding a native who is loyal or discreet is nearly impossible.
Yeah. Do we know any demons We kind of do know one.
On that note, I'm kind of curious. What did you ask before you left the platform?
He didn't.
Oh, give me a persuasion check.
Oh, did he?
He did. He won with oh my god, Lehi.
Of course, he gravitates to the succubus. That blood runs strong.
Christ! Shit!
God dang! All right, I think I might have covered it with that because I wanted to make sure that everyone could hear Flandy. But he just rolled a 28. Good God.
Yep.
The question comes out, and you see him just sort of look over you, and then kind of calm a little bit, almost immediately ready to almost give a politician's answer to kind of skirt around it in some way. But you watch that wall fall in front of him. I asked for protection for my son. Should I find him in dire need of help, if I call upon him, he will save him.
Wait. You gave Mirtiswa access to your son for protection?
Not the host, the violinist.
Was that before or after the note appeared?
I think we should kill him.
Do you actually whisper that?
He gives Ryland a look that says that. But what is your relationship with the violinist?
I've heard of things. And I'm pretty sure I've seen some things as well. There are times where when people
Music plays and nobody can hear it? So you?
Sometimes. But initially it started with feeling as though perhaps I was in a different body for just a moment. Wielding a bow or sometimes a scythe. I've seen people I haven't expected to see, and I'm fairly certain I've seen you before.
You're probably firing at us. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's very high up on our kill list, and I don't think anything you could say that would stop that. So your protection situation, I'd advise getting a different method, because he's not long for this world.
I have no interest in saving or preserving him, if that's what you're concerned with. But from what I have connected, he seems capable of perhaps instantaneous travel.
I've seen it.
And clearly a capable combatant. If needed, and I could call on him to save my son, then I will. If he's gone, then I'll figure it out. But
is that where you sent him when the gas came through?
No.
Ryland's just gonna ask, did the note appear before or after you made that request, to your knowledge?
The note appeared after.
That would explain the difference in letters, or at least the deviation thereof.
So, you're in Waterdeep. This place has temples to every god known to this particular coast, and probably some more. There's guards, there's paladins, there's very secure areas that you could whisk your son off to. But you chose an assassin of dubious repute?
Getting into this position has been colorful, to say the least. And he kind of looks at Valafar for a second. It seems like to kind of linger a stare on him that's almost asking for permission before you hear Valafar kind of speak up. I actually met him because I was tasked to kill his son. I decided against it, obviously, but that's how we met.
Who sent you to kill him?
Another lord of Waterdeep.
One of the masked lords, I imagine.
Correct.
He wasn't dumb enough to leave him trails that we could potentially pull, or threads that we can pull upon to find him.
He's been around for a while, so I'm pretty sure we'd have a lot of trouble tracking him down. I can at least probably give you a location or two where he sometimes contracts people. We won't find him, but you'll find possible contacts.
Seems like a wild goose chase. We need something more concrete.
Also, Valen, I'm just fucking doing this to you over and over again. Give me another int check. Actually, history. This would be history because there's something that you have seen that might help you out here. Okay, it's okay. No, it's okay. Don't be mad. just rolls and then it just goes.
7.
The plus 12 was doing some work. But with Valafar saying this, you also remember that strange sort of underground like thieving ring, or Nanario the Sad. You just got a D4 from the kid.
Thank you, kid.
You called you Nanario the Sad. That's amazing. But you remember in a vision that you had of the sort of underground thieving ring that also involved the recent, or the local thieves guild of Kimate Kimane, that there was a sort of meeting room where a lot of them gathered that had what looked like either visions or perhaps portals to other cities. And you do remember seeing Waterdeep in one of them.
Oh god, is he tied in now with all of this? Hey, Rylan, someone might be going off the balcony tonight after all.
What? Can you stop with the balcony?
All right.
Are we going off the balcony now?
Masked Lord of Waterdeep, which I'm pretty sure would make us persona non grata here.
I feel like this would be the whole reason we didn't fight the chicken lady in the abyss, or whatever we're.
Well, we're not doing it tonight. Nerja can barely stand, let alone swing anything. This is getting ridiculous. All right. So we have a Masked Lord of Waterdeep who might be part of whatever that quasi underground smuggling crime ring that we managed to foil to some degree. Other than personal business gain, which, if we're going to be honest, if you are a Masked Lord, you're probably already rich and have access to legitimate means of business. Why else would you be involved in this?
If I recall correctly, he's trying to fix a lot of things, and that might be threatening to those individuals.
More power, or working for what's his name, Mirswa, and doing his bidding because they can't outsmart him.
Yeah, but they have the resources of the city. They could make things difficult, certainly.
Unless he offered something that was much more powerful than what they already have here. I mean, that thing is an alien. Good Lord knows what other power he has.
I don't mean to be blunt, but I feel like you're not telling us something. There's a lot of powerful people after you, to include deities. Surely there's something you've got to know. Been missing.
Go ahead and give me another persuasion check.
He is a politician.
Another one?
Another one. Hit me with another one.
You're charismatic. You got Zalzir.
You're charismatic.
Nice.
It's not bad.
Any more, please?
It's fine.
You're like your inspiration. Obviously, with ability checks there are levels to how much you can unveil. 25 isn't 100%.
An extra one on that. There you go. You get the 26.
That's a
So solid.
26.
Thanks,
You
kid.
gotta give me another crumb of detail because this deep. Again, you see almost an attempt to kind of wall up, but it is difficult to pinpoint. But I think since I've been alive, I have been subverting what I was meant to do, or meant to be. I've been doing my best to make sure I am taking care of those who deserve it. But I think my nature is to do the opposite. And I think that has something to do with my lineage. But I have been doing everything I could to discover that. But I won't say that I haven't used my gifts as an advantage. Confused people, or got myself in a door that otherwise would have been closed to me. You don't see many people who look like me voted into a lord position, or even accepted. And even so, that influence only goes so far.
Thank you.
Do you have any idea of who would have hired Valafar to kill you on the other side? Now, Valafar probably is light on details, obviously, because why would you tell the assassin? But I imagine you know who some of your enemies are.
I do have an idea. We don't obviously meet formally. But before I was introduced in, I suppose, someone was already unhappy with me. Subtly, at least. Again, I was able to use my gifts to get a little more information on that. I'm not sure the name means anything, but he is a very discreet man. My assumption is that it's Lurid Graham.
Lurid Graham?
Lured. Oh my
I
god.
was like, that name seems right on the nose.
This man is lurid? God damn. I do like Gramk. Gramk.
Shiny!
Hey, Shiny! What's up, man?
What up, Shiny?
All right. You got the first part right.
All right.
All right. Lurid Graham.
Okay, you're a native of Waterdeep, but it's been some time since you've been around, and also when you were younger, you didn't care too much for politics. However, I will give you the opportunity to possibly have heard this at some point. So go ahead and give me a history check to hear
Alright.
if any of this sounds familiar.
Okay.
About time
Dang.
to learn something fucking decent.
Shit.
Let's go.
Okay. You recall a couple of things about the Masked Lords. The names and such have kind of been adjusted throughout the year. The years really. It's kind of been something that's like amorphous that clearly runs a lot of the city, while also sometimes they'll have kind of politician figures, kind of similar to Bakaris, where they have a name, everyone knows their face, and they're commonly known around the area. Lured was certainly one of the ones that has always been a very popular and famous businessman, but never outwardly came out as a masked lord. It was simply because someone else, like, the rumors kind of spread a little bit, and for some reason your young ears picked it up, and you did hear about it. But you're not entirely sure what that means, besides the fact that, like, he is clearly a very big, like, almost like tycoon level riches within Waterdeep, and has never been confirmed to be a Masked Lord, but it seems as though this is a confirmation, and that he's been around for a long time. From what you remember also, because you got a 29, you remember that he is also an elf, and has likely maintained his station for over a century.
So we have to track down the Donald Trump of Waterdeep. Okay.
Not sure it's that.
It's got the same syllables.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus. Get out of here, Dad. There's not even about that.
Okay, he's a businessman turned politician with shady dealings with the other side. Yeah, this all tracks. Okay, so not big on taxes, probably. All right, so what we'll need to do is
Get a tax return. No.
Can you arrange a meeting with this Graham by chance?
I probably could, but it certainly wouldn't be immediate.
Look, I'm not going to lie to you. Obviously, I prefer the direct approach. You're the politician. I'm sure you could finagle a way for us to be there for whatever reason. I'm not looking... We just want answers, the same as you.
I understand.
Do you know what businesses he's run? Maybe we can look into it, get some dirt on him, twist his arm.
Plenty within the city. Could give you addresses. Businesses around. I know often it is trade goods, and much of the docks is populated with his name.
You sure this isn't Donald Trump?
Listen. Sure it's not Donald Trump, none of this.
There's gonna be Trump Tower on the docks. Excuse me, Graham Tower on the docks.
Graham
Okay.
Tower, exactly.
All
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh God.
All right.
We use this as
Donald Trump.
escapism, Nenners. We don't want that here. God damn it.
Let's strong arm the Masked Lord. Yeah, exactly. This is fantastic, and I love it.
This is like.
Let's go.
We're not a team of diplomats. Who knows who we're playing? This is not. We're not.
Oh, I know. This is fantastic. This is why I love it. But
The face
you
of our
see him-
party is a country bumpkin. This is not the game we're playing.
Oh no.
And don't forget Irene. Irene's very charming.
Yeah, but she's gonna be MIA for a little bit.
I know.
So,
But still.
but you see him looking over everyone, and we have a lot of answers that we need. The one thing I've noticed, at least from my time here, we just did lose a lot of time. However, I don't think answers that we come across immediately or quickly will be done smoothly. And I have people I would like to keep safe, and I imagine you have it the same way. Whoever we're dealing with ensures that should you cross them, others will likely be threatened. Perhaps a place or a person, whatever it might be. What I suggest for now is that you rest, as he looks down at Yurja. Some of you seem to need it. And my home is open to you. But we can discuss a few ideas, perhaps long-term ideas. And if needed, you see him kind of like, almost like grimace, but just from the nose up. A bone donated, if needed.
I'll give it back.
I'm not sure that's better. Either way, I suggest for now we gather our strength and see what we can do with this information we just collected. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention in the recap was you guys were able to find out that for him, the V's on the logo or whatever, the letter essentially that have been on Ryland's face, he only saw as 17.
Okay.
Which denoted the potential level of hell that was a lot. That was about secrets.
The abyss. The hells are where
Sorry.
the devils hang out. The abyss is where the demons hang out. So, correct. That particular level is known for possibly harboring secrets, but it is a very unusual and rarely spoken of layer.
Because of secrets. Yay!
Because of secrets.
Do you know what kind of protections they have to detect imposters within the circle of the Masked Lords?
Their wards are substantial, and at times it seems excessive. I wouldn't be able to detail all of them to you. Unfortunately, that is not my forte.
Do you know if he has like a favored business or something with sentimental ties to that where he would go there personally?
Graham, you mean?
Yes.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check. You're so good at these, Netters, and you've been rolling fantastically.
Got it.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Could Irene say this? Woo! Hey, Netters, you got a D20. Go ahead.
No words.
No, I'm saving the D20 for something that has a chance. I'm just gonna roll another 6. It's fine.
Could I roll it for you?
As you
No,
say
thank
this,
you.
he looks down at Niraja and then back at you. Rest first. We'll discuss strategies later.
I can rest from here. Go ahead.
Madam, I think you deserve a bed, perhaps?
Eh.
I need to save this D20
She's quite
for the
stubborn. Good
modified
luck.
memory to land.
I don't know how you'll get me over there, but all right.
He motions towards the many paladins in the area that all seem to have recuperated in some form or another.
Oh, I could reach out to so many people, but I can't because Foos shut down the freaking email network. Now,
I mean, again, you have a cipher for the kings, and you do have Ryland's journal to the Furbolg tribe, but
Could you also teleport a scroll?
no, I'd have to go with it.
No, it has to be a person, usually.
Yeah.
also that would be a fucking wildly high spell slot to use on a like a quick scroll.
Are there pigeons? Do pigeons work?
There certainly are pigeons.
I do have a familiar.
You do? Oh my god, orcs fly for 60 days, my guy. Thank you.
No, actually, somewhat local. That gives
Okay.
Valen an idea. Do you have a study that I could use?
Of course.
Thank you. You know what? This is gonna sound weird, but could you put all the beds in the study or whatever our sleeping arrangements are? I would
I
offer
mean,
to help.
it doesn't have to
but
be
I've been-
asleep. We can just relax.
I don't.
Just throw a mattress on the floor. It's fine.
I just don't trust anybody being isolated, especially given what we've seen. So.
I understand. But Ryland and Kodrona were able to essentially find out that the rest doesn't necessarily need to be a long rest. It can be a short rest as well. So as long as the crew chills out for an hour, the strength sapping should go away.
Oh, I thought it had to be a long rest.
No.
No, that's what I was just saying. It doesn't have to be like we can just relax.
His bed comment to Nirja was more just because she's plastic on the floor.
Okay.
She just get somewhere to rest as opposed to the floor.
All right, well, let's go crash in the study for now, and then we'll figure out what we're doing.
All right. My guards will lead you there. If you need me, just ask one of them.
Will do.
All right.
Did we get an answer on? Did we get any further answer on the 17 thing, or did you just kind of say that's a 17 to me and that was it?
Not really. Like, you guys were able to, with like religion checks, find out that if it is sort of an abyssal thing, it is in references to 17th layer of the abyss, but that was it, essentially. Joe with short rest energy. Nirja's strength is 4 right now, okay? They deserve a rest.
Get out of here.
This is a combination of things that Joe hates, right? It's a short rest and a library moment at the same time.
Question.
Yeah, hit me.
I assume Brucey training montage won't be restful for Island.
No, unfortunately.
Damn it!
Shit!
That is the correct response.
Yeah, you poor guys. He does not have a second to do that yet.
Valen is going to immediately start penning a letter to his master there regarding any and all information that she can give me in shorthand regarding the 17th layer. And make mention that, yes, and then make mention that he was just attacked by Talona's forces, and even though she's got Team Gullum around her, just to be, it's a couple of degrees off, but she could be in her radar as well. And then he will send Oryx to deliver it to her.
Okay. Oryx takes the letter and flies off. They open up, one of the paladins kind of opens up one of the windows on this level, so he just kind of heads off. And thankfully, considering the building that you're in, as it is a little bit taller and seems to overlook the marketplace, way in the distance, you can kind of make out a little bit of the outline of the Watchful Order tower. And you see him flapping his way on over.
Excellent. Okay, so I got that in motion. He's going to use an Arcane Recovery because he blew out spell slots.
Shit. Okay. So that being said, it sounds like the team is going to make use of the study and take a short rest as a team. Now, keeping that in mind, as mentioned, it is a short rest, so it's not necessarily like you're unconscious. You can say your character's taking a nap. That's totally fine. But if there is light activity that you want to do during this, like a little bit of downtime, you have the opportunity to do that. I will mention, just as a team, that as you are being led to the study to rest, that there is a moment where you hear some of the paladins kind of clambering up toward Bakaris to get his attention, mentioning that some of the city guard have some things they would like to discuss with him, to which you hear him say that he'll be meeting them downstairs to go have a conversation. But otherwise, there is an unsteadiness about the building for a little bit, as clearly you were attacked. But as you settle into the short rest, it does calm again, and it does feel like you are safe here.
Okay. Well, I can't do anything other than work on my Vancian memory, apparently. So,
let me try, or let me check one thing while you're doing that. Actually, this will make it a little easier for me. Can someone give me a luck roll, please, and thank you?
I was muted. Who's?
Well, oh yeah, what's up?
I had questions.
You were muted the whole time? I'm so sorry, dude. What's up?
For a little bit.
Okay.
I forgot I was muted. I was like, why is she ignoring me? I know she's busy, but normally she tells me to hold on to something.
You're just like, you're sleeping. Fuck Flandy. What's up, man?
Before we do the long rest, or at least for Rylan, Rylan's going to ask if what's his name has a safe spot for reaching out to Maliki.
Bakaris?
Yeah, that's the name.
Brackets.
Okay. Before you go up, you'll I will say that this happened between the guards kind of telling him the guards outside about to talk to him essentially. So on like almost on his way out, he'll stop and just the study is the guest study, but it is intended for full privacy. You have no reason to think it wouldn't work there. But as I am not a devout man, I don't have a specific place for you to do so.
Well, I appreciate it. I just wanted to let you know that I will be reaching out. I don't anticipate any malice effects, but see what happens.
And you see him kind of looking over you, like you're this like the jolly blue giant. You know, like you're covered in leaves. You have a happy little dog big dog actually behind you. Like you have done nothing but like show kindness to him as well. So in kind of reassuring him, you see him look over you and be like, I wasn't worried. but not say that with his mouth, instead with his eyes, but just give you a nod. The space is yours.
I don't know, I'm sure my connection is going to get swapped over to the goddess of fucking bleeding out your eyes or some shit.
Do you say that in character?
No, that's
Okay. That's Flandy, okay. Just making sure. It could be Ryland. He's had it up to here, you know? It's been a lot. But he'll just nod towards you and then start heading out. But you know that you can do so in the study.
Okay. I will, once we get set up, Rylan will attempt to reach out to my leaky and do his channel divinity, whatever, to hopefully get advantage on that roll.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we did instill that little homebrew rule where you could use your channel divinity to attempt to kind of strengthen that bond as you attempt to reach out.
I was going to give you a spell slot back, but I'm actually looking pretty decent right now, so I was like, maybe I'll just talk to my leaky instead.
Yeah, you were pretty good. Like I think you had to use lay on hands for most of your like kind of magical cleansing or just slapping the shit out of people. But right, you're in pretty good shape that way. So I'll do this with Ryland, but I do still need a luck roll in general from somebody else. But Ryland, you can go ahead and roll me your D100s at advantage.
Do it, Dubs.
All right, Dubs.
No one wants me to do it.
D20 from you.
What is it?
Go ahead.
D20?
Just a flat D20. Click, click. Okay.
Oh boy. Hopefully that's good. All right, here goes my D100.
D100.
Good lord.
Hi. Damn.
I've never had what? What is this?
I don't know.
What is this?
Oh my god. Most of this short rest is, Nirja likely laying down. You do see that they bring in essentially a makeshift cot for Nirja in that room, just to offer a softer place to lay down at least. And it's not great, but it's better than the hard marble floor that you've been walking on. But the rest of the team sort of settles around the room, and Ryland does try to focus on his connection with Myliki. And you're able to recognize that he clearly has used some energy to do so, as his channel divinity seems to kind of make him glow just a little bit for just a moment. Some of the vines and leaves on his armor extending out just a little bit further. But I don't know if Ryland has his mask off during this, but the body language is certainly one of frustration, as Ryland, you're starting to realize that because of the very recent visit from Talona and her minions, it almost feels like it clouded up the pipeline. Like it's hard to get past whatever she just did now and make any connection with Myliki.
Poor
I feel like he's just like, dear unicorn. Dear you. Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
It's just you cut out a few times, so I think everyone else thought that you were saying hello to us. But
Oh, no.
I think that was Ryland to Myliki, which was adorable. You got that as Ed, that was awesome.
I feel like we need an emote for that.
Hello?
Hello? Especially because this team is so god heavy.
Yeah,
I feel like Rylan would have started to like do his call in the blind thing, but I think knowing that a lot of communication is being intercepted, divine or not, I think he'll kind of refrain and not feeling like even that like she's listening connection. Like I think he'll kind of just be sad.
Oh, jeez. I just take this short rest to be sad. Is what happens.
Does Ryland openly express that? His sadness?
I'd say if you look at him, you'll probably notice that he goes from like being nice and not proper, but definitely like, you know, attentive and like really into the, I don't know, channeling, I guess, reaching out. And then you just kind of see him like kind of slump down a little bit and just like relax and lay down and play with his leaves or something.
Yeah. If you're doing this near Nirja, she's gonna like reach one arm out, like whatever she can, just kind of flopping near you, and just say, "Hey, you're right."
No. I tried to reach out to Unicorn Lady, but I think there's too much poison in the air still.
Okay. That's all right. You know, you don't have to reach out to her all the time. I'm sure she's busy. I don't know. Gods do things.
How are you still awake right now? He's gonna check your forehead.
I don't know. But you know, gods are busy, and you know what? She probably trusts you enough to get the job done. You know, she's probably not worried about you. I bet that's why she doesn't talk to you very much. You think?
Have you heard of the recovery position? He's gonna like find a pillow to prop under her legs so her legs are above her head.
I never believed in that. Just what are you doing? What? I can't. God damn it. Stop it. What are you doing?
He's gonna look over to Kadrona. Is like, she needs this, right?
Kadrona, give me a medicine check. Oh my god, that is good to hear. Doctor. Oh my god. You see Ryland propping Nirja into the rest position, as the recovery position, and like knowing that this is some kind of magic, you are quite sure that is not going to do anything except probably just make her feel a little more comfortable. But had it been a physical ailment, he's dead on. But this is a Talona infused poison nonsense that she's recovering from, so she can do it hanging upside down like a bat, and it would still work. And like this position is not going to do anything.
Oh shit!
It'll help, but it's all right. You were sitting up.
Here you go, help. You said it'll help. All right, here you go.
No, god damn it! Stop it! I don't need pampering. This is not the time for that. Thank you. That's very nice, but I don't need pampering. And that's not what he said. You don't listen to Kadrono.
I can give you guys a gift.
You know, we discussed this. I don't need any more voices in my head, number one. Number two, Asganeth is going to make Kelren very upset. Do you want to make Kelren upset?
It's all right,
not getting upset. It's just that he's going to come out and whoop Asganeth's ass and then throw him in demon jail.
Yes, Nirja knows that, but she's saying it in different terms that she hopes Rylan will understand.
It is weird for Rylan to hear it, though, because Kelleran doesn't seem like a man to get upset. So it's like, he'll get upset. Like, that's a stoic-ass man I've never seen.
That's great.
All right.
Yes, and you need to make sure that you listen to Kadrono, because I don't think you listen to Kadrono properly. Because that's not what he said, right? Right, Kadrono?
That's a statement. Yeah.
Just a quick one.
I always appreciate how succinct you are, Kadrono. Thank you.
No problem.
I love how you pick up the microphone for every single one.
Each time, yeah, because it's not pinned to him, so he's always like, I gotta just grab it.
Oh my God.
But the team is able to short rest. And Valen, you know that the flight over to the Watchful Order would probably take like 20 or so minutes. It is a distance, but he is in a direct line to it. So it shouldn't take too long for him to get there. And truthfully, you expected a response at the end of your short rest, but Oryx does not return. However, you are at least connected enough to know that he hasn't been destroyed, but he just hasn't come back yet.
The window's still open?
You can open the window in the study, but the study's windows were closed when you first came in.
He'll open the window and just wait an extra like 10 minutes.
Okay.
See if Caesar hears anything.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
It's like,
I'm investigating the sky fools.
you're not investigating this guy. Trying to see if anything seems weird or your buddy. I love you, Dennis. It's just every time he rolls, Dennis is like, God damn it. There's a small chance he will otherwise not be upset, but most of the time he's upset. Anyway, you don't see anything immediately. And after the hour of rest, both Nirja and Ryland, you are relieved to feel your strength come back. It is an odd feeling, as it is not a gradual, like over the time of the rest, you started feeling better. It was almost like someone flipped a switch in your body again, and suddenly you were uncomfortable the entire time, and then suddenly you feel back to normal again. It is bizarre, but at the very least, a relief. Also, for those of you who did get hit, you can roll your hit dice to get some of your hit points back, as your short rest has now concluded. So if you want to try and heal a little bit, you can go ahead and do that with some of your hit dice. And Ryland will spend a short rest chatting with Zalzir. Zalzir is too happy to talk to you.
It took me forever to spell his name right.
I think it's still wrong. I think you're mixing a second X.
I thought I left it in there. Fuck. I did. I deleted.
Yeah, hold on. It's under friendly NPCs, isn't it? Yeah, Zalzir. Yeah, he has two X's in it. In his name. Okay, everyone's healing up, but in that time, after the short rest, and then as Valen kind of, oh, what's up?
No, I'm counting.
Okay, never mind. Okay, I saw him pointing, and I was like, what's going on? Ryland, you're having a conversation with, nice fucking rolls, man. You're having a conversation with the incubus in one of the gems that you hold on to, but as you kind of start chatting with him, he starts kind of, just because it's a decent amount of time, talking about various things outside of combat, but mentions it's very strange, to be honest. I fully expected that over time I was going to start to miss the hells, having a corporeal body, things of that nature, but maybe I've settled into this. I don't know. I think it's not terrible so long as I'm not abandoned, I guess.
I understand. That being abandoned would be pretty rough.
The silence, more than anything, I think is tough.
You do like to talk. I can definitely see what it would be bad to not have a talking buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. The Tenacity Den was nice because we were able to walk around a little bit and interact with things. So if there was silence, I could at least distract myself with interaction. But if there's neither, then that's terrible. So
I wonder, would you like me to ask Valen if he can't link the gym somehow? That way y'all can still talk if that happens again?
You see him just kind of like doing mental math. I'm not sure if I'd like to talk to any of them, to be honest. And there's nothing against either of them, any of them. It's just, I don't know. We all have
nothing.
I don't know if it is, because we've had so much experience with each other anyway. We've also had experience with each other's like fake versions. So I feel like I already know them enough. There's not much more to talk about. They don't have new experiences. You've gone off and done some things. You went to a marvelous party, and I wasn't invited, which was kind of sad. But you were able to do things and come back and tell me about it. That's interesting.
Well, And by the same note, they are able to go and do things with us individually, and you can talk about it together and maybe talk about your frustrations that you had with your companions and maybe things you enjoyed.
As Geneth isn't really capable of stringing together more than 2 sentences if there's more than 3 verbs, Tamna is a self-important asshole. Akabia, I'm pretty sure, is just on the verge of tears all the time. She just doesn't cry, I guess. Trinus, I think, does cry, which is interesting because she's like the strong one, right? But she also doesn't say a lot. Very terse. Not a lot of things to say. And the one that's stuck with us is too much. It's too much. He's just, you can't talk with him because he's just going too fast and that he finishes the conversation before you even have a word.
I can see how that will be difficult.
I think impossible is the word. Anyway, I didn't.
Deities.
What did you say?
Can you talk to a deity like this?
I haven't tried.
You should try.
I don't.
I would recommend My Lady, but I don't think that's going to be a fit. Maybe. I mean, maybe it will. I don't know.
That sounds. I appreciate it. I do. It just. I don't imagine she would be interested in speaking with me in the first place.
You don't know until you try.
You're setting this man to get murdered. He's a selfless, and he cannot stop flirting. He's going to flirt with my leaky and get smited clean out of that gem.
Oh, who knows? Maybe my leaky likes it. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's gonna get smited out of the gem. Can you imagine? Jeez. Holy shit. But he doesn't, from what you can see specifically, he doesn't seem particularly keen on it. But
It's worth a thought.
continues.
Fine. Maybe you'll find research some deities that would work for you. Why not?
Well, the thing is, demons and devils don't really worship deities, so that's a strange thought to begin with. Which is part of the reason I think the shuffling about of the abyss is so strange, because
Exactly.
what are they interested in? But maybe they're getting into it. Who knows?
Hey, say, where could I find more information on Layer 17, do you think?
I don't know. You see him as he starts like kind of trailing off. You see him kind of thinking. If we're not sure why the devils and the demons are reaching out to Talona, do you want me to try? Maybe I could figure something else out.
By reaching out to Talona?
Please don't.
Yes. If she's recruiting fiends of some kind, maybe there might be information I'm privy to that you're not.
Talon fight number 2 coming up.
I was like, I found you again! What?
That's an interesting theory. We'll have to run it by everyone to see what they think. I would hate for Talona to... can she even get in this gym?
I have no idea.
Let's be
The
safe.
good news is, if she tried to do anything with disease-wise, I don't have a body, so I'm already a leg up.
She also has a conduit through me, though.
I guess. Well, maybe. Maybe you'll need to leave me alone for a little bit. I just talked about how I hated being abandoned, but if you left me alone for a certain amount of time, then maybe I could do it without fear of tying you into it as well.
It looks over at Valen. How deep in his notes is he right now?
He's looking out the window.
Does Near just see him doing that?
Yeah, I mean, he's been looking out the window for minutes.
Is your friend known for writing long letters? Is that why he hasn't come back?
No, she's a genius. This isn't on her. Something's happened.
Why would Oryx not come back? Does he get
He's
distracted by
captured.
shiny things?
Nope.
Okay,
He's probably the most focused person here.
that's rude.
But true. The
Speaking of focused, Zalzir had a potentially good idea.
Really?
the incubus.
Yeah, we've been chatting.
I got it. Can I, before you say anything, I just want to clear the air real quick, if you don't mind. I'm noticing a pattern here. You seem to forge relationships with sexually deviant fiends, and I'm a little concerned as your friend of this kind of pattern.
It's not like he's doing anything with them, Valen. Just let him. What if? I mean, he's not.
I don't think I've thought of it that way.
Okay, I just wanted to point out,
Anyways,
right, from a somewhat objective perspective, what that looks like. But yes, yeah, what was Elzier's plan?
well, we were talking, and he was talking about not being able to talk to people, and I mentioned that we could maybe make a link with the gym so we could talk to everybody else, but he didn't like that idea because he didn't like that company, I guess. He'd rather be in silence instead of that company. No offense, everybody.
Okay.
Then we started talking about maybe he could reach out to a deity and have a deity to talk to every now and then, which gave him the idea of perhaps he could attempt to be enlisted by Talona.
Wouldn't Talona know precisely where he is?
Well, obviously there's a few things that we'd have to set up first, but
Okay, so
it
your idea
might be worth a shot.
All right, so Valen didn't prepare his release demon from gem spell, so I'm honestly not sure how to make this work.
You could have prepared that?
No, because I don't have it. I'm working on like 5 different spells.
I would say, Valen, like, just from your base, like, passive religion checks and such, you know that, like, the gems themselves seem to be able to function in a certain way, through interaction, of course. If they can talk to somebody or whatever, then there's a connection that's established. The strange thing about prayer is that a physical connection doesn't necessarily need to be established. If there is a true intention to connect through worship, whatever that might look like, he should technically be able to do that from the gem without contact with anything else or without being extruded.
But he would just need to be disconnected from Rylan then.
The safest way to do that would be to ensure that he is disconnected from anybody.
Okay.
All right, Valen will explain that.
Oh yes, that was part of the plan. I'm
Okay.
afraid that if I'm connected to him, that she's going to see right through our guys.
All right, so
You don't have to do it now, but it is an option, maybe.
2 things. 1, we shouldn't be around. And 2, it probably shouldn't be here because I imagine she knows what this looks like.
Oh,
Well, she
yes.
probably knows what everything looks like, but she would recognize it for what it is.
And how can we protect Zalzir? He'd be by himself.
Well, the scrying radius, Bailey could do some quick math and be like, all right, whatever the scrying radius is, just multiply that by 10. Maybe we could just, I don't like the idea of just leaving him alone in the woods somewhere or something, but if we can get someplace that's relatively isolated, it's a pain in the ass to get him.
Yeah.
Or what if we do the opposite?
What are you talking about? We have to leave him
Connection
alone.
to a place where there's so many things that we might be easily overlooked.
Ryland, brother, you are an 8.5 foot tall giant with wooden armor and antlers that put you at about 10 feet tall. We can't hide you anywhere.
What if we ask somebody who is more hideable to do that for Zalzir?
I like the idea. We just need to work out the logistics. Where's Oryx?
Can you scry on him or do a finding spell or resummon him or whatever, however this works?
Should we go for that?
Can you track him?
Well, we might as well long rest, right? Isn't it like 11 p.m.?
It is late, but you did long rest not too long ago before you came here. So it would be like long rest, you're up for 2 hours, so long rest again. Which like you can do, but you just be resting.
And is there like jet
Vulnerable.
lag? Sorry.
Very fine.
Jet lag? No, I don't worry about that kind of stuff, just especially because like as adventurers, you guys are expending a lot of energy. Like it is rare that you guys are chilling, So like fights and things like that will take it out of you. And if you have a long day, it doesn't matter what time it is. It could be 4 p.m. You're like, I could sleep now. Okay, so like for things like that, it's fine. But this was lighter activity. You did obviously have your combat and the strength sapped out of you, but it is possible to have one. It would possibly line up your timeline again, but that's entirely up to you. But it is as you are kind of worrying about Oryx, looking out the window, talking to your companions about this potential opportunity with Zalzir, that in the distance, a dot almost, a dark dot seems to start flapping its way towards you. Oryx, carrying something that looks far heavier than a scroll that was sent in one direction, is struggling under the weight of a book of some kind that he is dragging back. And it's at this time where you're kind of grateful that he is a fey creature, because you don't have to worry about exhaustion. It just sucks for a long period of time. But a regular bird would have had to have taken a break at some point. He's just slogging it out.
Is he carrying a book?
Affirmative. I'm so sorry, buddy. I'm so sorry.
You need to be nicer to your friends.
I do. That was not my intent. I thought she was just gonna send me some quick notes. I guess I should have known better. But as he lands, he's just gonna give him some pats. Like, I'm really sorry. I'm gonna make a lot of this stuff up to you as soon as the world is not ending.
You see him like put the book down immediately, and then just like basically collapse into your arms. It's just like, and again, it's not like an exhaustion. It's more just like repetitive motion for a long period of time. It just like sucked to do it. So it's just like and collapses onto you, and like through your connection, you start hearing. I asked her to give me a scroll. I asked her to give me something smaller. She insisted it was too much information to put on a scroll, and then was worried I would be caught otherwise, but ensured that this is magically enchanted or something, so it's the only way that you can get the information. And she didn't think you were going to come back, so I had to fly with it back. And it took her a while to get it because she had to get it out of and we have to return it when it's done, so you make sure you give it back. So I have to fly it back when you're done.
I'll deliver it personally, and then just give him a few more pats, and then just. Oh God, I wish you ate something. Just.
He's just like mad.
I'm so sorry. All right. He'll make sure he's okay, and then try to read whatever is in this, or just take a glance at the book. He's not going to sit down and read the whole thing immediately, obviously. But
you have found that it seems to be a full and detailed cosmography of the abyss according to the Watchful Order specifically. It details every layer, as much information as they have gathered in exquisite detail. You do also, upon opening it, you do feel a magic ward on this particular book that when you open it, seems to allow you to read the information unhindered. You can recognize that something's there, but you don't notice anything happen. The rest of the team, if you're kind of looking over Valen's shoulder or even from a distance, even the cover of the book looks blank, and the inside of it, all blank.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm going to read this.
How much time do you need?
He's just going to go to the 17th layer. He's going to go straight for the meat for now, and then he'll pad out the rest.
It takes a few pages to get there. The first, 10 or so layers, incredible amounts of detail. And you know that, as you're going through it too, some of them are so, almost a page, almost a paragraph, and then others are, chapters and, huge bits of this book. And you immediately go towards layer 17. The first, the title of this being Layer 17, Death's Reward.
There we go. Hold on. All right. Hit me.
You know that there are most of the time, a layer is lorded over by a demon lord. And this one usually goes by the name or the title of the Unfathomable. But his official title, his official name at least, is Abraxas.
Oh shit, I know that guy. No wait, is that from a game?
I've
Damn
seen it in songs.
Netter's knowledge is corrupt.
Okay, hold on, I have to remember. Kadrono, Ryland, and Valen can hit me with a history check. If you...
Okay, didn't we hear something about an Abraxas since we've been playing?
I will let you guys know in just a second. That was spelling for it, I see. You're close, but that's not it.
Okay, I'm proficient in history. Can I try?
No, because Nirja hasn't encountered it. That's the only reason.
You got it. Okay.
I don't know why I rolled an advantage, but
I mean, either way, a 27 is bigger than bonkers.
Abraxas on my damn character sheet.
What?
I searched for Abraxas on my character sheet.
Oh, is it here somewhere in the movie?
Attaboy!
Oh shit! It starts to kind of filter into the team slowly but surely. Ryland, even you did get a natural 20, and this is why you're going to remember it. You had a really high DC on this particular one, because this was when you started to just join the crew, when the Tenacity Den had just recruited you, and you were sent off to a forest to go help some people take care of a threat named Cosvena. But for Kodrono, it hits you a little bit later, but Valen, you immediately remember that there was some kind of wizard who was working with a necromantic sorceress of some kind. But his name was Abraxas. He was the one who was the failed lich that you now carry as a jaw on your head.
I knew I wasn't crazy. I was like, I feel like...
Hell yeah.
No, it wasn't, for clarification, it wasn't Abraxas.
It's not the same person.
But it was Abraxas. It was clearly in reference to Abraxas.
Okay. So Large is probably a necromancer having to do with undeath. And this is... You said this was the lord of this particular plane, or just a big major player of it?
He is the lord of this layer. And in this kind of page that you find, as soon as you kind of turn the page and you get to the layer 17th, Death's Reward, you see almost like a small sticky note. You can see that she has written something for you short there, but Rainisa has covered up a little bit of the information there, but even in removing it, you recognize that there's almost nothing here. It gives you the title, the name of this place, and essentially the findings of people who have tried to figure things out, who have either not come back, or when they came back, they were messed up. And by that, they very much mean in a mental way. They didn't seem to be able to function correctly. They weren't sure what was real anymore. And they often had to just kind of be helped and taken care of for the rest of their lives. They just weren't functional anymore. But in her note up top of that, you see not a lot of information on layer 17. Of course, you're trying to find what seems to be perhaps the deadliest one. But it's one of the few that seems to have a very particular interest in, obviously, souls. Death's Reward has often been assumed that it has something to do with collecting the souls after they die. Abraxas has been missing for some time, but that has been normal as he is the unfathomable. And people who say who they look upon him can't seem to see him correctly, or at least see him at all. Sometimes he might even be there and you might not know it. He is very difficult to track, and I hope he's not what you're after. By the way, you must send this book back when you're done.
Okay. Excellent. Deadly, maddening, literally hard to find.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a. I will give you. This will be an investigation check.
I'm beginning to think that kidnapping the Mass Lord is easier than finding this guy.
Probably.
I put this this water bottle down, and it was closed correctly. It was closed, locked, and everything. And there's just like a nice little circle of leakage on my couch now. I mean, it's water, so it's fine. But it's just like, oh, cool, awesome. Nice. Okay. As you are thinking this over and getting this information, it even like you're kind of joking out loud of like, if we kidnap. Thanks, Tanya. If we kidnap Bakaris, it's probably easier than figuring out whatever the fuck Abraxas is, this layer 17 nonsense is. Like, as you're reading it, it starts to kind of click. The unfathomable. Strangeness, madness, looking at things and them shifting. You guys have looked at Bakaris and watched certain things on him shift or disappear or move. He doesn't know what his lineage is, and Abraxas is very hard to pin down or even find any information on. That's probably his connection to the Abyss. It also makes sense that he would be able to see past something that is hiding the origin of something, being that 17. He saw the V for what it was. And it all comes back to Abraxas.
Now, he's just his descendant, right? I wasn't shit-talking the actual Abraxas for a while.
Oh, yeah, you're... You are quite sure that Bakaris is not just
okay.
Abraxas just hanging out in the material plane.
Look, I know you're a Valkyrie Profile fan. I can get Depanned right here and now.
You can get Depanned immediately.
All right. Okay, I think we figured out his lineage. Maybe that's our in?
Wait, what?
I'm pretty sure our friend here is from the 17th in some way, and probably in some way directly related to Abraxas. Everything kind of lines up when you look up their traits.
Oh, okay. Does Valen also explain all the other things that he found out, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
For this, it's getting late. I don't want to. I'll cast exposition.
Also, in the kind of the exposition as well of you reading what is here, you obviously find out about Abraxas, that the layer is named the Death's Reward. He's known as the Unfathomable, but you also know that he is heavily associated with and seems to covet magic words, magic wards, arcane secrets, and talismans of all kinds.
Covet.
Sounds like some kind of cleaner. I'm sorry. What you say?
Sorry. Covets magic wards and what else?
Magic words, magic wards, arcane secrets, and talisman.
That checks off most of my list too. But demonic secrets. Do we know any good secrets?
What is it like? Good secrets about other demons?
We're gonna need to communicate with this particular individual, and I'm sure showing him his bastard son will maybe buy us maybe not getting killed instantly. But the next step would be to make a pittance or an offerance in some way to, at the very least, entertain him, if not provide him with something he doesn't know.
Oh, like a juicy secret, either about Mirtiswa or... Actually, I kind of vaguely want to ask, did Ryland ever tell any of us that he had Semi tried to get information out of a demon from our Midnight Scale friend, Karugu?
He was sworn to not to.
Sworn not to. Fuck. Alright, fine. Okay.
Well, like, you guys know of something that happened there, but yeah, not necessarily, like, the
Right.
details of it.
Well, okay, so then she's gonna go to Valen and she's gonna say, well, we know one, is she a demon or is she a devil? What is she again? Lahiri?
This is the Abyss, so we're talking about demons specifically.
Okay, so is Lahiri a demon?
No, succubi are just fiends, right? I don't think they land in
They
either
tend to be
one.
devils for the most part. From what you've seen, and you guys were able to see Lahiri in her true form. She didn't look like she didn't look like a typical succubus. But for as far as you know, she seems like she's a devil. If you had to put a title to it.
She can't even be useful genetically. Okay.
So, rolling some of the facts in the review.
What?
Sounded like you
You
had
have to
mashed
say that
potatoes in your
again.
mouth. What was that?
It's like
No, I'm on my phone still because my computer's still shit. But I was saying to kind of summarize some of the facts that we know. Solana wants, not Zalzir, wants fucking cast Firebolt, dude. Like it? No, that's no. Bakaris, that's it.
Bakaris, yes.
Once Bakaris dead, and Bakaris is linked to Abraxas, who has the ability to capture souls, it sounds like. Which is what all of this kind of
No.
revolves around anyways with the... No, not correct? Okay, well.
It's not confirmed. I'm just
Cool.
letting you know, like, as your character is not like, that's definitely what that means. That's all I'm saying.
He's tied to it in some way, but why would, unless he's indisposed and I don't know, does he reincarnate through his offspring? Like, how does? Because it's not like she's kidnapping him.
Well, and
Also, it's
also,
not-
does that explain anything as to why he has his phase out things and the abilities that he does have? I don't know enough about the hell. Says that.
It's complicated because there's the first off, it's the Abyss. The hells are for devils.
See?
See, I don't know shit.
Yeah. All right, so I guess we need to figure out what is his status first and foremost, because I imagine if he covers all of this, this obviously overlaps heavily with Mirtaswa, right? Mirtaswa clearly doesn't give a shit because he hasn't made a move. He had ample opportunity to kill Abraxas this whole time, so the fact that he didn't, either he doesn't care or he's in league with Abraxas and obviously wouldn't kill one of his offspring to not sour that particular thing. So that animosity isn't shared. So that either means we are contacting somebody who is at best ambivalent, at worst in bed with the person we're trying to kill.
What if they're the same? I wonder, you know?
Yep, that's an option. We have so little information on Abraxas that we can't rule out that that's not the case.
Yeah. I hope that we can, because that would be... Well, I mean, it would... At least we would sort of know what we're dealing with. Because dealing with an alien doesn't really... It's not great. We don't really know.
Actually, with that, Valen, with the information you've been coming across, you can history check an advantage.
I will keep that advantage clicked for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
You got
Go for
you want advantage? You got it. Okay, good. This is very much needed. Don't
Does
worry.
it-
The first
Okay.
The first one was the DC you needed, but with your advantage, you got over it anyway. You do know and have record of Mirchiswa arriving to this realm in the last century or so. He's relatively new to this place. And from the book that you've been given about the layers of the abyss, Abraxas has been in existence since almost the layers of the abyss itself. And the layers themselves were kind of created chaotically, but 17 is early enough to assume that he's been around since nearly the dawn of time.
And a creature to exist in a place as violent and literally chaotic as that has to be formidable on multiple levels. So, okay, what is his role in all this? We need to talk to Brackus again.
Bakaris. And yeah.
Is he still...
Well, you guys are in the study on your own. But if that is the next step,
interest.
Can you imagine if you guys just start calling him Brackus in character? Anyway,
that could be his alias.
This is probably a pretty good time for us to take our break because I don't think we've taken
a break.
But you guys will likely go back and talk to Bakaris. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, you're fucking me up. It's real. We need to talk to branches. Yeah.
Yeah, Maya.
Amazing. All right, it's pretty much 11, so I'll just round up and say it's that. Let's be back at 11:10. We're gonna take a break, but we'll be back. Thanks for hanging with us and making us giggle. We'll be back. Bye. mysterious
Live.
music. Well, we're back. We're still wishing poor Flandy some luck. They're still troubleshooting some stuff, but no luck yet. Good luck, Flandy. But we'll continue on. Also, I will be trying to end this around midnight, so we won't be live for too much longer.
Close to
Like 45,
midnight.
45 minutes or so. Because yeah, we're all busy, and tomorrow's Mother's Day, so people
Yeah.
probably like to do some things and stuff. So in the morning time, especially. Anywho, the group has finished their short rest. Some hit dice have been rolled. People are feeling a little bit better. A few bits of information have come to the light. Thankfully, reaching out to Rainisa at the Watchful Order did bear some fruit. And sending back a book, Valen has gotten some more information on Layer 17. But the team was kind of putting some thoughts together and finding out next steps. And I think there was a mention of speaking to Bakaris again. But new shit has come to light, exactly.
Yes.
But I'm picking up again with the team, still in that study where they rested for the short rest after coming upon some information. So what would you guys like to do?
We need to talk to
Bakaris
Barracuda again.
Barracuda?
is
Oh no.
And we lost Flandy again. It is also Valafar in the room with us.
No, he stayed with Bakaris.
Buckaroo.
But yeah,
Yeah,
no
so-
problem. If you guys want to go find him,
Yes.
as explained or as mentioned before, he told you to speak with a guard, and they would be able to get his attention. So, in speaking to one of the paladins of Helm that kind of are popular around this home of his, the one you speak to sets off for a bit. You do know that there were two at the doorway when you first came in, and one of them headed off. After a few minutes, she comes back. He is waiting for you in the room that you first spoke with him. If you need guidance, we can lead you, but down the hall.
Thank you.
Thank you. We can manage.
And as a group, you guys head back down to what seems to be, again, that sort of war room. And there seems to be slight shuffling, not only from the paladins in the area, but also inside. And as you guys head back in, you see that it looks like he likely came back to this room just to speak with you. But with his son still at his side and Valafar off in the corner, you guys return to this room, to which he addresses you all. I trust your rest was had. You do look like you're functioning a bit better.
Yes, thank you. And fruitful. What do you know about Abraxas?
Not a name I've heard before.
Insight check the shit out of that fucking
Yeah.
keeping motherfucker.
Secret creeping motherfucker. Go for it. Insight. Hit it.
This could be a 5. I hope you're ready. I'm sure my buddy and pal, that's not an advantage, but
Not an advantage. Those aren't terrible rolls, though. But you don't see any line of deception in his reaction to you.
Marlon! Marlon, I need you, buddy! I need you the inside!
Oh my god.
Okay.
I don't think his insight is great either, but he usually rolls like, oh no, he had just disadvantage for a long time.
Yeah, no,
That's what it was.
got
Doesn't
something.
Irene
Anyway.
have good insight, or
Oh
Kadrona?
my god. Fucking Joe. What do you know about Abraxas? It's an all-purpose cleaner, specifically for glass or metal or something. Oh no! Okay.
God.
Flandy, if you're here, you're free to roll insight if you think Ryland would.
Okay, I will, because I think he's been trying to see, because I imagine he didn't get the normal, like, I'm being protected, but I'm going to let my guard down face.
Well, you have to insight first before you. Do you notice that?
Okay. Roll, I'm going to roll a physical dice. I don't remember what my thing is. I rolled a 13.
You can roll. Oh, never mind. I was like, you can roll in Twitch chat if that's easier for you.
I'm not in any of the things. I'm just in the chat right now.
Okay. Gotcha. 13. Let me go look up your shit. Okay, your bonus is +6, so your 13 plus 6 is a 19. You very much pick up what Valen picked up as well, which is to say, it doesn't seem like you're not catching anything. You don't even necessarily catch the, like, I'm about to put on a strong face kind of situation. It just felt like a genuine reaction.
We
Yes,
have...
Adam.
Sorry.
If he sees Valen struggling, he'll just kind of give him the nod.
Okay. Thank you. We have reason to believe that you are perhaps related to him in some way. Would explain a lot of your features.
So,
And he is the Lord of the 17th. Not Lowguard.
I leave you alone for an hour, and you come back with information I was incapable of solving for quite some time. And how were you able to... Abraxas, 17, at least it
I have
makes
friends in
sense
high
that I'm
places.
able to... Apparently. It makes sense if that's the number I see for a specific thing. But I guess that also must mean he's tied in with that in some way, right?
He's tied into this whole particular situation. Yeah. But why does that put your life on the line is my question.
Unsure.
So I know Talona doesn't like what Mirtiswa is doing. It obviously messes with her entire domain. She's probably trying to make alliances to strengthen herself and either make a run on it or get her portfolio satisfied somewhere else. But why would she kill you? That would infer that you were either important to or a part of, perhaps not explicitly, her plans, or his plans, excuse me.
If Abraxas has anything to do with the VV or the 17 that I see on your friend's face, then perhaps that has more to do with what Mirtiswa's ties to Abraxas is.
I would agree with
Can't
that.
say I understand why I would be a target of any kind.
What? Well, Abraxas, he's interested in souls, right? Well, so is Mirtiswa. Maybe Abraxas is funneling souls to Mirtiswa, but what would Mirtiswa give Abraxas in return?
I think they're clearly working together. If they both like souls, that makes an element of sense. I just don't know where Bakaris fits in.
Neither does Bakaris. But this is enlightening, and it might be more information that I can find on my own, but perhaps I can use that to get us some more information.
Are there... Could it be because there are elements of Abraxas in you that could be used for something? I mean, it kind of reminds me of the tooth thing.
I think that as much as obvious and is likely. We just aren't unsure of how.
Have you had any increase or decrease in your abilities, strange dreams, anything that would infer some kind of either enhanced connection or change to your connection?
I don't believe anything has been enhanced or changed in any way, but I have... It's been steady most of my existence, I think. Just strangeness or perhaps visions, or... Although recently it seems as though I have had perhaps a little bit more control or stability over it, or have been able to manipulate it in ways to... I say this with the intention to keep us on the same page and not to perhaps sow doubt, but to manipulate or influence perhaps conversation or goals to align to that of the better. It's how I've been able to establish where I am. And you see him kind of looking around specifically. The Templar, or not the Templar, the Paladins of Helm that surround the area are excluded from this silence that he has over everybody. And you can tell by the way he was sort of speaking that it felt like maybe he was trying to hide something even beyond what they could not hear outside of the bubble. What is your passive investigation, Valen? It's like 22 or some nonsense, right?
Passive investigation?
Yeah, it's just 10 plus your investigation bonus.
10 plus investigation is 22.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So you notice that as he mentioned the sort of manipulation or changing of perhaps minds or whatever that might have looked like, that his mouth did not match the words that came out of his mouth. So likely whatever unfathomable, perhaps, energy he's able to work with, he can even use it to kind of mess with things visually. So perhaps a lip reader or someone who would be very interested in hearing what he is saying wouldn't be able to from a distance.
Everything about this man is ick, except for what he actually does.
I hate this dude.
I do. Okay.
Good thing he's on our side.
Allegedly. Alright. So we figured a few things out. We need to find the prime motive as to why you're being attacked.
It's strange, considering Talona is likely fully against Mirtiswa and everything he is involved with. And I am as well. But I'm clearly of some importance. But she doesn't see any value in that. She must not.
Or your death represents a greater value.
I guess so.
All right, let's step away from the bloodline for a second, because all we can do is conjecture. What are you doing in this city that would be against her goals, even if it's not directly?
Specifically against her goals, nothing I can't think of, at least. The things that I'm involved in are the sort of boring politics of the area, ensuring people have a safe place, that no one is left hungry, and those who commit crimes are actually taken care of. In the way they should be, at least. I don't see Talona involved in any of that.
Have you done like increased food inspections or opened up a hospital or something that would go against people getting sick, or eliminating a vector of people being infected in some way?
You seem kind of looking over at the paladins for a second, and then again back to you. And in kind of knowing what you saw a second ago, you do see that there doesn't seem to be any manipulation of his lips or mouth in this form, so nothing seems to be hidden. But I have been very involved with those who serve deities who are doing their best to help, perhaps. It's part of the reason Helm was so gracious as to send me some protection. But we have been doing our best to cleanse people as well.
Cleanse? How?
Exactly as he mentioned. Some don't have correct access to food, correct access to water, whatever that might be. They get sick, and most people don't care for those who are on the streets. Some of the temples and I have been banding together to take care of some who might need.
What kind of numbers are we talking? Because if I recall correctly, people pray to her when they're sick. So you could be affecting.
That's an interesting angle. I don't keep numbers. It's not necessarily.
Triple digits, 4 digits. Is it enough?
I would need to reach out, but I imagine we've had this installed for at least 2 or 3 years. 4, I guess, now that I lost a year. It has still maintained its position within the city, but I know we were averaging dozens a month. It likely got higher as time went on.
Just wondering, was there any new-ish disease that you or your associates started to see crop up?
I unfortunately am only involved in the overhead. The specifics of what they were influenced or infected with, I wouldn't be able to tell you. If you would like a detailed report, I could ask for such.
Might help.
But offhand, I do not have.
Because what if Talona was testing, in this large area with the people? I don't know. But sometimes it's a tactic you can use, try out a new disease and see if it hurts your enemy really badly or not so much,
Well, that's the thing with Talona. She doesn't want them to die, necessarily. Right. She just, she needs to be acknowledged.
Right. I'm not necessarily talking death, though. You can just weaken a population.
It certainly hasn't been perhaps a plague or something. It's simply something the city has always dealt with, but just let people suffer in the streets as opposed to seeking help or getting it. Mm. But if that's the angle, then a petty goddess she is indeed.
I mean, you saw what she just did.
She's impulsive and vindictive, which can work in her favor sometimes.
If that were the case, then I imagine like she would be
taking her followers or her praisers, I guess. Then I feel like that might be just the reason she wants you gone. It might also either be worth enough for her to trade the blight in my village, I guess.
Even numerically, it doesn't make sense.
I'm not sure it's
probably not ready in the village, otherwise she would have already enacted it, right?
Well, she needs leverage over us for some reason.
Or she just...
Overall, Talona is clearly making some moves of some kind. I'm important to that for whatever reason. But she has your location as a possible target. She's trying to get rid of me, and she's trying to perhaps maybe start a plague somewhere else. It sounds like she's making quite a bit of activity. She's not, from what I've heard at least, she doesn't seem to be one of planning. But it sounds like she has her hands in quite a few pots. I'm just one of them. I don't suppose you have attempted to speak with a follower of Talona?
We spoke with Talona herself. It went as well as you'd expect.
Oh, considering you're not covered in pustules, I think you did pretty well, actually.
We had a fight for it. It was a bit of a brawl.
Yep.
Do not recommend.
But one piece you are in. I also have to mention, I again am very appreciative of you finding and sharing such information. Where I sent my son when we were fighting wasn't quite away. If needed, I can ensure that a person is undetectable and untouchable.
That's
I
a neat
wasn't
trick.
entirely sure how it worked, or why it worked, I guess.
Well, you're the son of the demon lord of secrets, so it makes
There's
sense.
Interesting. You can keep a secret from yourself?
I'm not sure that is what it means. It's something that I've been able to use for myself or others in times of need, but you can see him kind of piecing things together as if the information just shared but put with him is just starting to make a little bit more sense. But as we have mentioned and have sort of gone in circles for some time now, I'm not sure there's much more we can do with this information right now.
Maybe it's your ability to read these things. Like you're a living cipher. Because those V's just look like V's. Do we have the rest of that? Didn't Garai have more of a note on him than just the V's? We found some other stuff with V's on it. I thought there was some shit we couldn't read.
Yeah, he had some.
Was on his drawer or chest or something like that. Of his chest.
You're a full robot, but yeah, he had like a dresser or a wardrobe that had sort of like a bottom compartment in it that had the letters V on it.
Why would
When we asked him about it, he said that he knew what it was, but if he told us, it would be bad or something like that, or he couldn't say it without invoking something.
Exactly.
so we just yell 1735 times? What if does he get confused by math classes? How does this? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does this?
Also from like the team in general, you seem to recall that even the way that Garai get out of my drawers, even the way that Garai was speaking about it, he didn't seem to even allude to the fact that it wasn't what you thought it was looking at it. With like your extensive experience with him and from what he was telling you guys, it felt more like the V.V. stood for something that wasn't just 1717.
It's 17 times 17 Foos. Come on
It's 17 times 17.
now.
So if the V's are 17s, what are the dots? Or is that something else?
Give me an intelligence check on that one, Nugent.
Oh, great. Cool.
In math, it's multiplication typically with your silly linear writing folk. But
can I add my D4 to that?
Yeah. Also, we do have 2 D20s, so we're going to finish in about 20-ish minutes, most likely.
Perhaps
a little
bake
longer,
that
depending.
T20. I know she got something to
I'm
sleep.
trying to... It's like 5 seconds before this ends, I'm going to throw a Tarask at you.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting. I'm ready.
You're good. All right, so with a 16, I super forgot after talking about a Tarask. What were we talking about?
Oh,
God
the
damn,
dots.
this is
The
VW.
dots.
The dots, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. But in thinking about the V.V. and then the 17, you're 289, in case you were curious. You're able to kind of like think about over a few things. Obviously, you're not. None of this is confirmed. It's just kind of conjecture. We're trying to figure out what the heck's going on. But you imagine that also in reference to secrets and all that such, it probably has 2 meanings then. The 17 means something, but the V.V. also probably stands for something. We're not sure what that means specifically.
Okay, so she's gonna say, okay, we know that that there are kind of 2 things going on. There's the 17 part that Bakaris can see, but the thing that we can see is the V dot. What if that means something else? What if that's another puzzle? Like, what if the dots also mean something? What would VV stand for? Foos, did I interpret that correctly, by the way?
Yeah, you're good. You got it. Very voluptuous. Good job. Oh no.
Now you have to make Abraxas thick.
Guys, you didn't really pay attention to it before, but Bakaris turns around and he's stacked.
He's got the whole bakery back there. Food.
He's dragging a wagon.
Oh god.
And what would the V's mean? Does that mean anything to? I don't know about demons. Does a V mean anything to demons? Do they use V's in some ways? Is it a weapon?
Perhaps we should send a message to the kings to inquire with Gry.
It's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
Valen will.
The way you sounded so shocked about that is what got me. It's like, that actually wasn't a shit idea. All right, let's go.
Oh god. Yeah, no, he respects Ryland. It's not
I
that
know.
he's
I know.
an idiot. It's just
You're
yeah.
totally fine. It just
Valen will prepare a. Oh, this is a dicey one. Even with the cipher, I don't know if he wants to send this. Oh, look, I got some threes though. Do I have sending prepared? I do. All right, he'll get a cipher going. That sounds like a rap battle. I'm not doing that. But he'll start preparing a message to send to the kings and see if that helps. Get that in motion at least. But V.V, I don't know. 17.17, 17.V, the 17th layer of the 17th layer of the abyss.
Or a picture of something, you know, sometimes people, you know, make
1717, 1700.
Religion check. This
17.
is at disadvantage, though.
Excellent. That's what I like to do.
Remember, there are 2 D20s out there, y'all.
Oh, yep. Well, the Tarrasque is coming, Vago.
The Tarrasque is.
Oh shit! Look at that.
It starts like it's
With one.
It's hard for Valen to kind of like pin down specifically, but obviously the V.V has been around for a while. You've heard about it for such a long time, and it almost feels like when you were staring at that V and you were almost deciphering it, and you weren't able to grasp it. It was because you were fighting with whatever enchantment, whatever nonsense was on that for you not to see the 17 with your own eyes. And it's starting to feel like something was manipulating everyone's eyes essentially to make sure that the V.V looks like V's and not like a 17. And you're starting to feel like something is also manipulating maybe your memory or something. It almost feels like there's redacted parts of information that you specifically know that ties in very closely with V.V. And you can't see past it, but it's almost like you're suddenly aware of the like blacked out parts of information.
How's it feel, Valen? How's it feel?
So,
Wait, who modified my memory?
well, wasn't there like a couple of times like Ryland had his memory modified?
Oh, the Lich Queen, that bitch. That's probably her. God. Oh. I literally don't sleep. It's I should have all of this on hand.
What's wrong, Valen? You okay?
I'm missing information. I'm pissed.
How are you missing information from where?
I feel like I should remember something that I don't have, and it's infuriating.
Oh, okay.
Is there a way to restore that?
No, not that I know of.
What triggered
Maybe a
it?
greater restoration, maybe, because I think that counters a. Does it?
Well, what triggered it?
I was thinking about the V.V. That's what.
No, but what do you think manipulated your memory?
Well, it was either that 4E freak or the Lich Queen. I'm not sure.
Okay. Do you think Severe could help recover that memory?
No, he'll probably get assassinated by Kith Yankee if he gets into my head, I'm sure.
Oh,
I don't know. This doesn't make any sense.
okay.
I would just like a straight line to something every now and then. You know what I mean? Like we just pick up and it's like it's the bad guy signed the letter and we could just go to his house. Take care of it.
But where would the fun in that be?
You don't enjoy
I don't
stabbing
think
bad guys?
anyone.
That's not. Never mind. What were you saying, Bakaris?
You see him start and then like immediately just get taken off. And Valen's like, you don't enjoy stabbing bad guys? It's not a good time for you. But you see Bakaris just kind of. I'm not sure anyone is in this particularly for the fun of it.
I mean, I was sort of being sarcastic, facetious. I'm not sure which word it is, but would you happen to know how we could potentially restore Valen's memory? Valen, did you say greater restoration? Something?
And that'll counter the actual spell modify memory. But meta information, I didn't have to make a saving throw at any point in time that I remember. So
You do not.
I
I think Valen in general, like with your religion check and you kind of like coming across this information and like shit,
Yeah.
it's been blocked off from me. I think you would understand that like this is certainly not like regular magic. And part of it is because of the many things that you have going for you, right? Like you don't sleep, you're usually with someone. So if some modified memory went off, it would have had to have gone off on many other people. And maybe they haven't come across it yet or something like that. It's just, there's so many caveats to the modified memory thing that it doesn't seem feasible. You are talking about stuff.
Is that why?
Go ahead.
Oops, sorry. I'm lagging like a motherfucker.
I know you're lagging. That's why, like, if you start talking, I'll shut up because I know you're lagging. So don't worry about it. Go ahead.
I think Rylan might connect the dots or might like at least try, but like, is that why you can hear the bow guy?
Yeah, but other people could too.
I can't.
Perhaps they also had specific things removed.
The other thing that you would kind of start either piecing together or thinking about as a team and such is the reveal of Abraxas and the idea of arcane secrets, magic words, unfathomable things. There's a sort of element of almost like madness or being able to change the perception of things that seems to be kind of rampant, especially with whatever Abraxas is doing and whatever ties he might have to something.
So he's definitely the bad guy side.
Well, that makes a little bit of sense, right? Because that would make sense why Talona and him have beef. But why are they fighting over it on my face?
That is a good question. Because maybe your tribe can do something that threatens them.
I think Rylan immediately starts thinking about the weapon, but like tries to like get his mind off of it because he's afraid of like giving away secrets.
Mm-hmm. Think about it. Shit, rainbows. Something else.
All right, so here's the deal. Or here's our primary issue. As much as I enjoy hitting things head on, we now have an angry goddess, some alien mutant with the ability to fast forward time at a comical scale, a lord of the abyss, and I'm missing something. Oh, an underground organization that can disappear and reappear at will. We're getting to the limits of what. Oh, and the Lich Queen of the Gith. So we're getting we're hitting mortal limits here. There needs to be. We need allies. Oh, and the Soul Stealer Dragon. Almost forgot about that. It's 6.
Soul Stealer. We might as well. I mean, could we ask? I don't know. Never mind. It's a bad idea. I mean, every one of us, except me, sort of me, knows a god or gods. We could ask for help. And I think we should, because this is out of our hands.
Most gods do the whole help those who help themselves kind of situation. I don't know if we're going to get enough to take down another demon lord level.
Well,
Kojona could commune with Milano.
or you with Yoriana, because she also is a goddess of not secrets but knowledge. She's kind of the opposite of the things we're dealing with. Is she not?
No, she.
Yes.
Has Ryland ever heard of people communing with gods together? Like multiple people with 2 or more gods?
Are you trying to like 3-way call a god? Is that what you're asking?
No,
No.
He's trying to conference call.
I'm trying to conference call Myliki and Yoriana.
Yeah. No. You are also aware that like you and your team, for the most part, like you're very capable individuals, and you've also very much sort of shown your worship and loyalty to these gods and goddesses, which is why they're willing to reach out to you in your times of need. You are sort of, in some smaller ways, like champions of them, which is why they're willing to reach out to you. A lot of people who like are kind of casually worshiping or whatever, or not casually, but just like a regular person who just worships them, they may have sort of brushes with such a deity, but you guys are certainly rare in the also frequent ability to communicate with your gods as directly as you do. And in doing so, it is also very much like a privilege from your perspective. And you also know that like if there was an attempt to kind of call upon 2 at the same time, you understand that would be unbelievably like not blasphemous, but like just incredibly rude and disrespectful. Yeah, brazen and disrespectful. So like if you somehow did contact the 2 of them at the same time, even if you had 2 benevolent gods, it would be just not a good time for whoever called them.
What's this bitch doing here? I don't know. What are you doing here?
Yeah, she's like, did you call me here?
Let's talk to them together.
Yeah.
You are grounded.
Yeah.
You'd be in trouble for sure.
All right. Well, the other, I hate to say it,
What?
who's diametrically opposed to demons?
What do you mean?
Paladins.
Devils are diametrically opposed to demons.
What? Aren't they on the same team?
No. And they do tend to make deals.
Okay. Are you saying we should talk with Lahiri and get her help?
No, I don't trust Lahiri. I trust Lahiri less than a random devil.
Oh, okay.
Although
Here?
Rylan has some kind of weird relationship with her. No, I don't trust him along with her anyway.
No, Zalzir or Asganeth, I guess.
Yeah, maybe they have an in with someone that we could talk to. Start sharing some information and seeing what they do with it. Because we're at a point where we don't necessarily have to get involved. But if they could just start throwing wrenches in some of their plans, that'd be nice.
Yeah. We could do a whole misinformation thing, start fucking up some of what intelligence they have.
The problem is it has to be in person.
Well, Valen, I don't know if you remember this, but I did lose some souls, and I would like to get them back. And if I'm not mistaken, those souls went to the Hells?
I don't
Did they? I thought they went to the
don't
abyss.
know if that's how that works.
What do you mean?
Do you want the bad news now?
What are you talking about?
I don't think you're getting those souls back.
Certainly not in any way that you probably want them.
Religion check for the religion boy. Cadrono, Valen, Ryland.
What kind of check?
Religion?
I'm not advantaged. So
Pwah!
I'm not at
you had
disadvantage
your
either.
disadvantage.
Okay, Cadrono, okay, again, the D20s, guys, it's almost midnight, let's go, please.
Girl,
The bitches are gone.
Valen got a 33, girl. There's no reason to use an inspiration right now.
God.
Don't let the small numbers
No,
distract
no,
you.
Well, the door,
God.
the Tarascu's about to.
Sorry. Blandy, we didn't get any of that, but I did hear
Yeah.
you giggle at the end.
I'm just ready for the Tarask to come
I
out.
was that too of like, oh, yeah, they're gone. They don't exist anymore.
Yeah. For Ryland, he's like, you lost them. There's no information that you could possibly find. I'm going to say that Cadrono's distracted, and Valen, you know that in the space that you were fighting the demons in, they were essentially kicked back to wherever they go. And you know that it takes some time for demons to kind of come back and also even form again. Like, they are sent back to the abyss, but they're usually not sent back in one piece. They're usually
Correct.
like a weird, like, bubbling pile of whatever it might be. And this is also where the manipulation of souls comes into play. Because if a demon is able to kind of climb the ranks, find a soul perhaps to bolster themselves, they can kind of join the ranks and also like almost heal up and reincorporate faster. So you imagine that if you were able to defeat them and they were sent back to the abyss, or if that any of the souls that were within her mind or her glaive were a part of that and were sent away, there's a possibility that they're still with whatever demon was like taken out from that space or whatever. But most likely they were used to further the demon's goals, which means that soul's probably not in one piece, but there is a small chance that there is. Also, hello, we just got raided. Campfire Star and Santos. What's up, man? Conjuration magic.
Fuck conjuration
What's up,
magic.
guys? Thank you. Hold on, we got to shout out. We got to shout out our lovely Xanthos because he's amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
look, Dirty Rollers, Goblin
You already-
Tuesday.
He already did.
What's up, guys?
Oh, he was
Uh,
playing Bioshock Infinite. Very nice.
Hell yeah.
We love conjuration magic over here. Good.
We do not.
Oh my god. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much for the raid. They're having a huge like info dump of a session, and they're finding out some fun things. But we're discussing a couple of things in which Nirja is attempting to save a few souls that were sent to the abyss. Valen has just come to the conclusion that it's possible, but that is like single-digit percentage.
It's not high.
They are, yeah, most likely lost, unfortunately.
We'd have to do some recon. Also, going to the abyss to look for souls is, in general, needle in a haystack situation.
We couldn't
But-
scry.
On a soul?
I mean,
It does. Scry requires a creature. and a soul, like an amorphous soul, is not a creature.
You would need some pretty strong divination magic that I don't have access to, but I will work towards. But the longer we're not on that particular mission, I'm straight up going to tell you the worse it's going to be.
I mean, they were part of my squad. I'm responsible for them. I housed them. It's my fault they're gone. I have to. And you did say to me that we could go, but if I took too long,
Noja, I think the thing you can do for the rest of your crew is to never let go of Mithril Majesty.
No, I understand that, but I mean I have to try or do something.
Brad's gonna look to Valen and he's like, I know locate object, do you know locate soul?
I could add that to the list of things I could create, but I don't have. I don't mind helping you in general. And one of the spells I was working on was to see if we can maybe tether the souls that remain within you to other things, or in some cases, potentially people. But I need you to be ready for the fact that even if we do go, we're talking about, let me first and foremost be clear, this is the abyss. I would prefer if it was in the hells, because then we could at least deal somewhat, and then have to work our way through whatever cockamamie scheme that ends up being. But the abyss is literally chaos. I cannot stress enough. It's not like we're just kicking in a door and interrogating people and getting information.
I remember you saying, I know.
It is. I'm not the best person to talk about coping and loss, obviously, but it might be something you should start doing just for your own mental faculties.
Mm.
That all being said, we need some points of contact. We need to find out. We need allies, first and foremost. We need to find out what the hell is going on in Ryland's village. If we can pinpoint wherever the hell that bomb is and get rid of it, that's obviously.
Well, how much you want to bet that is in a very heavy pressure point?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Bakaris. Do you want to go on a field trip tomorrow?
Are you taking me to a forest?
Yep. Thousands of miles away. He doesn't have to go in, but that thing was specifically hidden by her. We have someone who could see the hidden.
He has a point. And how much... I'm willing to bet a lot that bomb is in a person.
He can be escorted. I don't know what you want to do, but...
I remember you saying that they were moving the tree. And that was weird.
Right. Also, like, they haven't done it, they're just considering it.
Would Ryland have any way of validating that might be the source?
Oh boy. You have... I'm trying to think. I don't think you have any clue towards that, actually, unfortunately. If that were the case, that's beyond impressive for you. Because that tree is the epicenter of your family and everybody who lives around there. So they would have had to find some way to do so without anybody finding out. And considering all the elders that you have in that area, none of them picking up on anything for years, that's a lot to ask. I will say for Ryland, what you do remember in also like your own memories, just kind of thinking through this, you know that when you ran into trouble and when Myliki helped you and when Rusi found you, you were just on the outskirts of your home. And when you were marked and branded, it wasn't when you were home.
But he's also known to that the being marked and whatnot has caused him to lose his memories and do things out of his control in the past.
Right.
I guess, would Ryland be confident that them moving the village would thwart this plan? Or would there be any doubt that it might go with him, I guess?
On paper, you think it would thwart the plan, but you also don't know how far it reaches.
Gotcha. And even then, it would still be the issue of the bomb would still be somewhere.
Right. It would still go off, and knowing that this is a disease meant to affect any kind of life, there's still plenty of life there.
Yeah.
Rylan, I know this goes against everything your tribe stands for, but given what's at risk right now, this might be our best shot at finding it.
I think if we can figure out how to restore whatever memory you lost, or a way to get around that, that might help. So maybe I can remember the things that I've lost.
I'm fine with that, but I just want to point out that the god of pestilence and disease targeted us specifically an hour ago with the intent of killing us. How much time do you think your village has?
As long as I can keep this mark on my face, as long as it needs, I hope.
I think
I also don't know if I should go back.
that was the other question I had.
Hold
You
on.
might
You don't
do
want
well
to
to
go back?
stay away. Well, what if he does and that's what activates the bomb?
I thought his death activate or him removing the tattoo activates the bomb.
Or at least
That's what she said.
that's what she's told us.
Do we
We've
trust
also
everything?
seen her appear. Well, we also see her attack him directly, well, indirectly, I guess, just by my presence. What's to stop her from attacking the village if I show up?
I mean, there's a whole village. Your people are formidable. I'll be honest with you, I don't see a better way in the short term, if Abraxas is willing to to deal with this.
Wrong.
I mean, you can try. I'll leave a note, but I genuinely don't think I should go.
What am I gonna do? We're gonna leave
I feel
you
like
here?
it might be a trap.
I kind of agree with that.
Ryland, if you trust me,
I didn't do it. Sorry.
I won't be able
Lag.
to see you. You will. He paused for a long time, but he says, if you trust
Okay.
me, I could make sure that no one would know you exist for a specific amount of time.
That is a good point.
Even Talona?
And I have tested it out on some of the paladins. Helm wasn't able to see them.
That is impressive.
Oh boy! How do I roll a trust roll?
You can insight if you'd like. But for the rest,
Rylan, who don't kill him, Valen, is all of a sudden getting gun shy when it comes to trusting him. Get out of here.
and you see Bakaris look at Ryland and then back at Valen. This would mean that for some time, you wouldn't be able to see or acknowledge or know where he is.
I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not terribly thrilled with that particular idea because my brother here tends to get accosted by evil women when he's outside of my sight.
That's unfortunately
always women.
true.
It's always women. And Talona is a woman, and I'm a little worried about that, but if he's a big boy, he can handle himself to a degree. Do you have... I guess first and foremost, let's ask you, is that something you're willing to do?
It seems
Will
like
I be
this
able
isn't an
to?
Sorry, go ahead.
Will I be able to see things and at least know what's going on?
Yes, fine. You will be right beside us if you'd like. You could travel and do whatever you'd like in the space that we are in. We just
I don't
would be unaware.
recall forgetting about your son during the fight.
You didn't, because I simply tucked him away. You seem kind of almost hesitate to explain the rest. And Valen, again, you're just passive insight. You notice, again, he seems to be masking his words, so onlookers wouldn't be able to read. I've only ever done it temporarily, but when needed, I can make someone disappear.
Is he the Soul Seeker Dragon?
Jesus! This is a dragon. That's the most wild lineage in the fucking world. God damn. Abraxas and a dragon that just eats souls. Great.
Would be surprised. Yeah.
We need to... Okay.
I think that might be the best bet.
Alright, I'm going to need you to convince your people. Practice whatever you need. Let me know.
Bakaris. You're doing that with everything, including the Soul Seeker Dragon Nenners. It's not. It doesn't help. God damn it!
It's one of those things where, like, once it's typed into Nenners' mental library, you cannot change it. It's what it is. You have 2 or 3 interactions, and after that, it's solid. You'll never be able to fix it. But unlike the rest of us who are having a good time, he seems to kind of focus hard on that the option of doing as you've planned. This seems to actually be a step in the right direction for many of us. What I do means that I can help your people, which seems to be an entire civilization of people, and if I can do it in a day, and it just requires my presence, I believe I can do just that. I do ask that I be back within the day.
You wouldn't happen to have a teleportation circle here, would you?
Not here.
Oh, Renice is gonna kill me.
What if I teleport a politician into the middle of your library? You cool with that? Yay or nay? Amazing.
I need to talk to her anyway and return this book tomorrow. Okay. I think we have a plan. I want you to know that Roundless people are very, very reclusive, and this is an uphill conversation for him to begin with, so I'm not sure if it's honestly going to go off, but I do appreciate that, and I am going to apologize, because obviously there's some friction between us, and all cards out on the table. I was maybe a little too willing to do you harm prior to finding out what everything was about, so yeah. Sorry about that. But,
Can your abilities negate a zone of truth?
You see him look over at Ryland and then back at Valen. Apology accepted. I've been waiting in the muck of the city for years. And what you have shown me is far greater than what I deal with on a daily basis. I was concerned about you, but I didn't think you would do anything that would otherwise cause me harm. At least from what I've seen. And he looks back at Ryland. Absolutely.
I'm sorry, I forgot how I phrased the question. How did I phrase it?
You basically asked if he could negate the zone of truth. He's confirming he absolutely can.
All right. Oh,
Ryland,
jeez.
quick, go ask your village so I could use my D20 on your roll.
Right now, just fucking right now. Oh gosh.
Honestly, like Ryman's just like he's trying to suss the person because he's terrified that like what if linking him to the village is what's causing it? Like he doesn't have a solid stay, right? Because these 17 folks are trying to set off the bomb anyways, allegedly, and he knows what 17 means. So like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Island doesn't know. He got a 9 on his insight. That was a 3.
Also, I did see that. With the information that everybody has as well in regards to like the symbols on his face, you know that the V's. You're not entirely sure why the V's are there. They are replacing the Talona things, and Talona seems to have used that as a detonation device, where it's clearly a threat of some kind. Of if that's removed, you're fucked. You also know that like the plague bomb that she has set up had some other detonation to begin with, because she didn't seem to foresee this sort of battle between VV and her symbols or anything like that. So she originally had some other detonation device. This is just simply another one. And then the V.V and Talona are clearly clashing. So in sort of taking over you or whatever this has to do with, it is likely a battle between the two of them that you might be caught in the middle of. But you're not entirely sure as to what all, if you did have them all removed and they were all V's and no more Talona, likely that would be the detonation, according to what she told you. But you also are not sure what that means in terms of what the V stuff will do to Ryland or what that means going forward.
Sweet God.
Look what you did to Bogley. All right. Were you going to add your inspiration to his insight and others?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, go for it.
Because his indecision's killing me too.
Okay.
There you go, buddy.
Yay.
Nice. All right, 22. With your insight, you would pick up that he's being very sort of stalwart in this cause. Initially, there was slight hesitation, but it was almost like as he was describing his abilities to you and being more open, that he likely had made up his mind already. And it was mostly based off of trying to help. If he saw a way that he could help, especially the people who are clearly on his side in some way, and on his side meaning that against Mirtaswa, that he would be willing to do so.
Fuck that meerkat swami.
Fuck that meerkat swami. But you don't catch anything that is off to you.
Right, then we'll start writing a letter to Mama Dukes in the book.
All right. I think this is where I'm going to have us end the night. With some kind of plan in motion to visit your home, bring Bakaris, and see if his eyes will reveal anything. And he also did say within the same day. So as a team, for meta information, you know that it's night. So he likely means in the morning of the next day, and that he expects to be back by the night of that same day. So your next day will likely involve a decent amount of travel, bringing him to and fro. And if you even want to do this plan, and if Mama responds, all these other things. So with all of this information that you guys have come across today, that's where we'll end our session. This was a lot of information. You guys did awesome. Trying to get some answers on things, which was great. But you guys did a
Yay.
good job.
We made so much progress.
You did. You
Wonderful.
certainly did.
Nanners,
Let me
why aren't
see.
you happier? We're closer.
No, we got another enemy on the plate, woman.
Always an enemy. Come on.
The other thing is just like, hey, we found out what this stands for. Oh, it's a demon lord. Sick. He's involved. It's like that's not great.
I'm gonna have to call Mephistopheles
No.
and be like, hey man,
What are you doing?
I got
No,
an
you're
angle
good.
on this bitch I need your help with, and I'm sure you'll be pleased
But,
to know a few things.
We'll have a few things in store, but we're gonna go raid Insomnia because he's the bestest, and I haven't seen him in a little while. So let's go Insomnia. Let's go
Let's
raid
go
him,
Insomnia.
and we'll have a good night. You guys have a wonderful night. Thanks for hanging out with us, and
Oh, God.
we'll see you later.
Does anybody have Mephistopheles' number?
I
No.
know, absolutely.